Many people consider Cool Papa Bell's the fastest man to ever play in the Negro leagues, maybe even in baseball. And we're familiar with the apocryphal stories about how he could turn the lights out in the room and be in bed before it got dark. It was said that he was the only man ever out going to second base on his own single. Who doesn't want speed on their team? And Cool Papa Bell did play with several different teams. He played with the St. Louis Stars, the Chicago Union Giants, the Homestead Grays, the Detroit Wolves, Kansas City Monarchs. While with the Monarchs, he kept hitting ground balls to Jackie Robinson at shortstop, about 2 hoppers, and he beat the throw. And that's what convinced the Brooklyn Dodgers to play Jackie at second base when they signed him. And of course, he actually ended up first year at first base. But Cool Papa also played with the Pittsburgh Crawfords, and he played in Mexico. Tampico was the name of that team. He played in the Dominican Republic. Trujillo was that team. And he played in the Cuban Winter League with Cienfuegos. He was a 19-year-old rookie in 1922. And that was the same year that the Lincoln Memorial was dedicated in Washington, D.C. The theme of reconciliation and healing was promoted by President Harding, Supreme Court Chief Justice Taft, Robert Morton, president of the Tuskegee Institute. Their speeches were broadcast over a new medium, that of radio, and witnessed by Abraham Lincoln's only surviving son, Robert. There were 35,000 spectators watching from segregated seating.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Hi everybody, this is Apba Brian and Apba Baseball Classics. And I don't know about you, but I'm still in recovery from yesterday's 25-1 blowout by the Hilldale Daisies over the Newark Eagles. In that game, the Daisies hit 6 triples, and if they were American League teams, 6 triples in one game would tie a Major League record. Today we have game number 95 in the All-Time Greats Tournament. The first game of this series, the 1975 Reds are at St. Louis to take on the 1930 St. Louis Stars. I think today and maybe going forward, we're going to show the home team baseball cards, 3 from each home team, and then if they fall behind, the road team's cards will go up. All right, we've had the introductions, and Roosevelt Davis is ready to pitch to Peter Edward Rose. Here's the first pitch of today's game. Let's play ball. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field, taken by Branch Russell, and Pete Rose is retired, 1 away. Here is Joe Morgan, the second baseman. 25 is an 11, and that's going to be a base hit for Joe Morgan. And with the 11, he can steal. We're using basic Apba because we don't have the steal ratings for the individual stars. So we'll go with what's on their cards. Still give the catcher a chance to throw out the base runner, and the catcher for the Stars is Ted Double Duty Radcliffe. He's rated 8. 11 through 23. Morgan will be out, stealing second if he decides to go. Here's Ken Griffey. And Morgan does decide he'll go. Here's the throw, 62. He is safe at second base easily with a stolen base. Big Red Machine has Morgan in scoring position with one down, and Ken Griffey at the plate. There's the pitch from Roosevelt Davis. 55 is a 8 against the C pitcher. That's going to be a single over second base, and the Cincinnati Reds are on the board in the first inning. They lead 1-0. That brings the bat Johnny Bench. 1-4 is a fly ball to Branch Russell. It's the second out. And here is Tony Perez. 44 is a 7. That's going to be a single to right field. With 2 outs, Griffey will go to third. 3 singles in the first inning have the Reds on top and threatening to get more. Here is George Foster, 300 hitter in 1975, 23 homers. 2 outs, the infield will be playing back. Here's the pitch from Davis. 24 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So without further damage, we go to the bottom of the first inning. Cincinnati 1, St. Louis Stars coming to bat. Fred Norman completes his warm-up tosses. He was 12-4 in 75, 3.73 earned run average. Cole Papa Bell steps in for the St. Louis Stars. 44 is a single by Cole Papa. No outs and a fast man at first base. George Giles. Stars are going to hit and run. Here's the pitch to Giles. 22 is a 7. That's a single to right field. Bell goes to third. First and third for St. Louis. Nobody out. Reds will play the infield back, try for a double play. Here's the pitch to Branch Russell. 32 is a 26. The infield back, that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. Both teams are fielding column 1. Bell scores. Giles is out at second. Bases are clear. Game is tied. And now Willie the Devil Wells. 6-4 is a 9 against a B pitcher. That's going to be a base hit. Each team has 3 singles in the first inning. And now the power hitter of the St. Louis Stars, Mill Suttles. 44 is a 0. 1-1 is a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here. A home run for Mule Suttles puts the St. Louis Stars up 3-1 in the first inning. Both teams came to the bark today, ready to hit. Here is Ted Double Duty Radcliffe. 1-3 is a 36. Ball 1. Nope, that's easy. It has a W modifier, and Norman has a W, so that's a base on balls. 2 outs, Radcliffe at first, average speed. 3 runs are in the first here for the Stars. A.D. Dewey Creasy comes to bat. 3-3 roll for Creasy. That's going to be a single. Radcliffe goes to third. And we have runners on first and third. John Henry Russell. 1-5 is an 8. Against the C pitcher. That's going to be a fly ball to center field, caught by Cesar Geronimo. That ends the first inning. But the Stars answer the Reds' tally in the first with 3 of their own. We go to the top of the second inning. St. Louis 3, Cincinnati 1. It'll be the bottom of the Reds lineup in the top of the second inning. Cesar Geronimo leads off, followed by Dave Concepcion and then the pitcher, Fred Norman. 34 is a fly ball to Cool Papa Bell in center field. He picks it out of the air, and there's one down. Here's Dave Concepcion. 24 is a fly ball to right field. And that is Branch Russell. He makes the catch, and two away. Might have introduced two left fielders, but Branch Russell is in right field. Mule Suttles is playing left field. Okay, 2 down on 2 quick flyouts. Here's Fred Norman, the pitcher. 53 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And that's 3 up and 3 down for the Reds in the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Stars 3 and the Reds 1. Roosevelt Davis will lead off the bottom of the second inning for the Stars. He was a .222 hitter as a pitcher in 1930. 22 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Cesar Geronimo, 1 down. Here's Cool Papa Bell. Singled and scored in the first. .26 is a ground ball back to Fred Norman. Throws to first, 2 away. George Giles from Junction City, Kansas. 25 is a 10. That's going to be a single to center field. Giles is 2 for 2. Fast runner at first base. Here is Branch Russell. 25 is a 8 against the C pitcher. That's going to be a single to center. Giles goes to second. First and second, another threat mounted by the Stars. Here is Willie the Devil Wells. The St. Louis Stars played 112 league games in 1930, and Wells drove in 114 runs as he hit .411. A very dangerous man up at the plate. Here's the pitch to Willie Wells. 26 is ball 4. That'll load the bases. And bring to bat Mule Suttles. Homered in the first. Here is trouble now for Fred Norman. This game could get out of hand right here. Here's the pitch. Can Mule Suttles put a quarter in the merry-go-round? 55 is a hit column roll for Mule Suttles. And 32 is going to be a single. Runners will advance 2 bases. So that scores Giles. That scores Branch Russell. Willie Wells goes to third. Suttles is at first. And he can steal on the next pitch should he decide to go. Ted Radcliffe. There are 2 outs. 5-1, St. Louis. And Greg goes down for Norman. That's 5 runs within 3 innings, so he is now a grade C pitcher. Here's the pitch to Ted Double Duty Radcliffe. 13 is a 36. That is a wild pitch. Double check on the wrong page. We're on first. Does decide to steal. I'm going to give the catcher a chance to throw out. 11 through 23. 64, he is safe. Did he throw the ball away? I got to double check that. 64 is not a throwing error. 65 for a fielding 8 catcher, and 66 would be throwing errors. But he is safe with a stolen base at second. Second and third. Radcliffe still up. Here's the pitch to Ted Radcliffe. 64 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. That ends the second inning. But the Stars add 2 more. Take a 5-1 lead. We go to the top of the third. All-time hit leader, Pete Rose, will lead off for the Cincinnati Reds. 43 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Roosevelt Davis. And Rose is retired. Joe Morgan. 65 is a pop out to the catcher, Radcliffe. 2 down. And now Ken Griffey. 1-2 is a ground ball to second base. John Russell has the play, throws the first, and 3 up and 3 down for the Reds. We go to the bottom of the third. St. Louis Stars 5-1. All right, Dewey Creasy leads off for the Stars. Here's the pitch by Norman. 54 is a fly ball to right field, taken by Ken Griffey. 1 away. Here is John Russell. 62 is a 22, fielding column 1. That's going to be a ground ball to first base. Tony Perez has it, flips to Norman covering. 2 down. Here is the pitcher, Roosevelt Davis. Got a 4-run lead here in the third. 1-2 is a ground ball to second base. And he is the third out. We go to the fourth. St. Louis Stars 5, Cincinnati Reds 1. Johnny Bench leads off for the Reds in the fourth. Roosevelt Davis winds and pitches. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field, caught by Mule Suttles. 2 out, 1 out. That's twice that Johnny Bench has flied to left. Here's Tony Perez. Base on balls. Still runner at first. The Reds will play it safe on the base pass. Here is George Foster. The pitch to Foster. 1-3 is a 22 hit by pitch ball. First and second. We're still going to play it safe with Bench at second. Cesar Geronimo steps up. I believe Geronimo hit 300 in 1976 with the Reds, but 257 and 75. Here's the pitch to Geronimo. 45 is another walk. Bases are loaded. And Roosevelt Davis has pitched himself into trouble here in the fourth inning. Here's Davey Concepcion. See if he can keep the line moving. Here's the pitch to Concepcion. 26 is a 27. The infield's playing deep. Runners out at home. And the batter out at first. So that ball was hit to third. Creasy, he went to home. And then over to first for a double play. 5, 2, 3. Ends the threat. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 5-1 St. Louis. Cope Apba leads off the last of the fourth for the Stars, born in Starkville, Mississippi. 35 is a 8 against a C pitcher, is going to be a base hit. Bell is 2 for 3. Fast runner at first, George Giles. Last time they hit and run, and they executed that play. They're going to do it again. 61 is a 24. Ground ball to second base. Taken by Joe Morgan to throw to first. Giles is out, but since they started the runner, Bell's at second. Here is Branch Russell. 36 is a pop out to the shortstop, Concepcion. 2 down. And I think it's questionable whether they really want to pitch to Willie Wells, but he's followed by Mule Suttles, who is 2 for 2 with a home run. You're going to have to deal carefully here. Here's the pitch from Fred Norman to Willie Wells. 43, he's going to get him. Ground ball back to Norman. 1-3. We go to the bottom of the fourth, or rather the top of the fifth. 5-1 Stars. Pitcher Fred Norman due up first for the Cincinnati Reds in the top of the fifth inning. Reds trail by 4. Here's the pitch to Norman. 1-6 is a 28 that's hit on the ground to the shortstop, Willie Wells, who scoops it up and throws to first. 1 down. Pete Rose. Rose is 0 for 2. 1-2 is a ground ball to second base. 4-3, Rose is retired. And now Joe Morgan. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field caught by Mule Settles, and Roosevelt Davis is rolling along for the Stars. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. St. Louis 5, Cincinnati 1. We're at the halfway mark of this game, and so far the Cincinnati Stars have 9 hits. The Reds have 3. Fred Norman will be pitching to Mule Settles, Ted Doubleduty Radcliffe, and Dewey Creasy. 4-6 is a ground ball to third base. Rose is up with it, throws to first. Settles is retired. Ted Radcliffe. 53 is a 19. That's going to be an error on Pete Rose at third base. First error of the game. Radcliffe is at first, average speed. Here is Dewey Creasy. 31 is a 9 against the C pitcher. It's going to be a ground ball to third base. Rose has this one, throws to first. Radcliffe goes to second. There's 2 away. John Russell will be intentionally walked in order to pitch to Roosevelt Davis. First and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to the pitcher. 64 is going to be a strikeout. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. St. Louis Stars 5, Reds 1. Ken Griffey out of Denora, Pennsylvania, leads off the 6th inning for the Reds. Here's the pitch. 44 is a 8 against a C pitcher. It's going to be a line drive over the shortstop, over the head of Willie Wells. Griffey's on the first, fast runner, no outs. Brings up Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench having trouble getting on track in this tournament. He's 2 for 14. Here's the pitch to the Reds catcher. 22 is a double to right center. And let's see. Fast runner will score. So Griffey scores. It is 5-2. Reds are working their way back. Here is Tony Perez. There's a stretch pitch from Davis. 52 is a ground ball to third base, or Y. He has a Y, so that's a strikeout. So Perez makes the U-turn back to the dugout. George Foster. 16 is a 28. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, Willie Wells. He holds Bench at second, throws to first. 2 down. It's going to be up to Cesar Geronimo to get the most out of this. There's the pitch to Geronimo. 41 is a ground ball to shortstop. Willie Wells will throw to first and end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 5-2 St. Louis. Cool Papa Bell will lead off the 6th for the St. Louis Stars. He is 2 for 3 in the game, scored a run. 54 is going to be a fly ball to right field, caught by Ken Griffey, 1 away. George Giles. 1-3 is a base on balls. Giles is a fast runner. He takes first. Branch Russell. All right, Branch Russell is from South Boston, Halifax County, Virginia. He is buried at Jefferson Barracks in St. Louis. But South Boston is close to, probably pretty close to Rob Kinsler of Rob YouTube channel. Wonderful channel on YouTube that I follow quite a bit. He is a sports channel that gives sports commentary, and currently he's playing playoff pitch baseball on the channel. Here is Branch Russell. 1-6 is a 28. That's going to be a fielder's choice. Ground out to shortstop. 6-4, retiring Giles. And now Russell's the runner at first. Average speed, 2 outs. Here is Willie the Devil Wells. He's been able to hit with people on base all day long. And hasn't got an RBI yet. But here's an opportunity. Here's a pitch to Willie Wells. 6-6 roll. There's a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here. Willie Wells will touch them all. And not until Branch Russell has. And it's 7-2. St. Louis Stars take a 5-run lead. And that'll be the last pitch for Fred Norman, Captain Hook. Sparky Anderson comes out. He brings Clay Kirby in to pitch for Cincinnati. He's grade C pitcher, W modifier. Kirby will be a grade B, pitching to Mule Suttles, same-sidedness, for the first batter in a relief appearance. Here's the pitch to Mule Suttles. 24 is a 40. That's going to be a walk. Suttles the slow runner at first. Stars will play it safe. Here's the catcher, Ted Redcliffe. 1 down in the 6th inning. 1-5 is a 10. That's going to be a ground ball to Pete Rose at third base. He throws to first. Suttles goes to second. And that is 2 outs. Wait, that's not right. That is 3 outs. You had a fly out and then the fielder's choice. That's the 3rd out. So 2 runs are posted by the Stars in the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th. 7-2, St. Louis. In the 7th, Davey Concepcion leads off for the Reds. 1-5 is a base hit for Concepcion. He could steal second if he chooses. Redcliffe is an 8, 11 through 23. He would be safe. They're down by 5. And the pitcher coming to bat. Maybe not. Dan Dreesen will pitch for the pitcher, Clay Kirby. And Concepcion will try to steal. 36, he is safe at second with a stolen base. Here is Roosevelt Davis's pitch to Dan Dreesen, the pitch hitter. 55 is an 8 against the C. That's going to be a single. And Concepcion will steal, or will go home. RBI single by the pitch hitter, Dan Dreesen. 7-3. This is the point of weakness inning for Roosevelt Davis, and 2 bad things have happened. One more, his grade will go down to a D. Pete Rose comes to bat. Swinging from the left side. Here's the pitch. Pete Rose, 1-3 is a ball 4. And that sends Roosevelt Davis's grade down to a D. St. Louis Stars manager John Reese will come out and get Roosevelt Davis. He's bringing in Joseph Babyface Strong, grade C pitcher, no modifiers. We have Dan Dreesen at second base and Pete Rose at first. He'll be pitching to Joe Morgan. .56 is a 14. That's going to be a base on balls to Joe Morgan. It loads the bases. Ken Griffey can put the Reds back in the ball game here. Bases loaded. Here's the stretch and the pitch by Strong. 32 is a 26. The infield's playing back. 26 is a double play. 4-6-3 double play. scores Dreesen. And runner goes to third. 7-4. Not quite what the Reds wanted. Johnny Bench, 2 outs. Man at third. 54 is a fly out to right field. That's the third out. The Reds score twice. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. St. Louis 7, Cincinnati 4. New pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds is Raleigh Eastwick, grade B pitcher, X and Z modifiers. Here is Dewey Creasy. 63 is a fly ball to center field. Geronimo with the catch, 1 down. John Russell. 35 is a 9. That's going to be a base hit single over shortstop. Average speed at first. Here's the pitcher, Ted Babyface Strong. 64 is a strikeout. Top of the order. Here is Cool Papa Bell, 2 for 4 on the day. And 52 is a 27. That's going to be a ground ball to third base, or X. He's got the X, so Cool Papa strikes out. Go to the top of the 8th inning. St. Louis 7 and Cincinnati 4. Tony Perez. 45 is a base on balls. George Foster. Each team's pitchers have walked 5 batters in the game. And with these two powerful teams, that's not a recipe for success. Here's the pitch to George Foster. 33, that's a hit column roll for Foster. And 45 is a double. Let's see, Perez is a slow runner. They'd be playing it safe with him. So that's a double over first base. The runner goes to third. That runner scores. So Perez is at third. Foster's at second. No outs. Infield is still playing back. Here's Cesar Geronimo. 56 is a 34. That's going to be an infield pop-up to the third baseman, Dewey Creasy. He's got it. 1 away. Concepcion, the 8th place hitter. Sean's going to pitch to him. 63 is a fly ball to center field, very shallow, caught by Cool Papa Bell, who plays a shallow center field like Tris Beaker, for example. Not deep enough to score the runner. At third, 2 outs. 2 outs. Foster's at second, and Perez is at third. Terry Crowley is going to pitch hit for the pitcher, Raleigh Eastwick. Here's the pitch from Ted Strong. 42 is a 37. Single infield hit. Spikes first baseman, who's injured the next 4 games. Runners advance 1 base. So Perez scores. Foster goes to third. Crowley is at first with an RBI, 7-5. And we got to get a new first baseman. Wait a minute. John Reese comes running out of the dugout. He's the manager of the Stars. He's running up to Charlie Moran, and he is not happy about Terry Crowley spiking his first baseman. Stars players are coming out of the dugout. Here comes the Reds players spilling out on the field. The bullpen's coming on. And the Reds will outnumber the Stars by about 10 players. John Reese is right up in the face of umpire Charlie Moran. He won't be intimidated. He's a former professional football player, former college football coach. But Reese is getting his say. He is not happy. He's pointing up into the stands. He thinks they should throw Terry Crowley out of the game. Players are face to face. No blows are being thrown. Moran is not having it. He is not going to do what Reese wants. Reese is kicking dirt on Moran. Finally, there it is. Moran gives the heave-ho, and John Reese is thrown out of this game. He has a few more things to say, though. It looks like cooler heads will prevail. Terry Crowley will stay in the game, and players go back to their respectable benches. Henry Williams will come in and play first base for the St. Louis Stars. Terry Crowley, they'll play it safe on the base paths with Terry Crowley at first base. Actually, Ed Armbruster is going to be called upon to run for Crowley at first base. He is a fast runner. And Pete Rose is the hitter, first and third, 2 outs. Pete Rose represents the potential tying run. Here's a stretch in the pitch from Ted Strong. 51 is a 8 against a C pitcher. That's going to be a fly out to center field. Rose is retired, and that ends the Cincinnati 8th. They score once. We go to the bottom of the 8th. St. Louis 7 and Cincinnati 5. Henry Williams, who came in for the injured Giles, will lead off for the St. Louis Stars in the bottom of the 8th inning. He was about a .280 hitter in 1930. Here's the pitch to Henry Williams. 42 is a 9 against Pedro Bourbon, who's pitching for St. Louis. RZ modifiers. That's going to be a single for Henry Williams. And now we come to the middle parts of the order. Branch Russell steps in for the Stars. 1-6 is a 28. That's going to be a fielder's choice ground ball to short, who flips to second to retire Williams. Branch Russell is the base runner at first, average speed, 1 down. And here is Willie the Devil Wells, who we mentioned didn't have any RBIs hitting with all those runners on base until the 6th inning when he took one over the wall. Here's the pitch to Willie Wells. 1-1 roll. That's a 4. That's going to be a triple to left. That drives in Branch Russell. Wells extends the score to 8-7, or 8-6, 8-5 in the 8th inning. Mule settles. 41 is a 24. Infield's playing in. 41. That's a pop out to shallow left field. Going back to make the catch is Concepcion. Wells will tag, try to score. The throw to the plate. He is out. So Settles pops to short. Wells is out trying to score. That ends the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th inning. St. Louis 8 and the Cincinnati Reds 5. Reds are 3 runs down in the 9th. They're going to have Morgan, Griffey, and Bench facing Joe Strong. Joe Morgan, 52, is a ground ball to third base, taken there by Dewey Creasy, 1 away. Reds are down to 2 outs. Ken Griffey, 63, is a fly ball to center field, caught by Cool Papa Bell, 2 away. And Johnny Bench is the last hope for the Cincinnati Reds in Game 1. 62 is a 26, hit on the ground to second base, scooped up by John Russell, throws to first, 3 outs. And that is the end of the ball game. The final score, St. Louis Stars 8 and the Cincinnati Reds 5. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Stars were shining today, and they go up 1-0 over the 1975 Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati scored 5 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. The St. Louis Stars scored 8 runs on 13 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher was Roosevelt Davis. 6 innings pitched, 4 runs. Joe Strong got a save. He pitched 3 innings and gave up 1 run. The losing pitcher was Fred Norman, 5 2/3. He gave up 7 runs. Home runs in the game by Mule Suttles in the first. That was a 2-run home run. And Willie Wells in the sixth. That was a 2-run home run. We'll be back tomorrow with Game 2 in this best-of-3 series. Logan Hensley will be pitching for the St. Louis Stars, top of their rotation. And Don Gullett will be pitching for the Reds, back to the top of their rotation. Thank you for taking time to watch this game. Join me again tomorrow. But until then, so long and God bless.